Hello widget watchers, welcome back to another video. In this video we are going to see how we can create time countdown app, or let's say stopwatch app, in Flutter. So here we have this application in which if I tap onto the start button, then the timer thing gets started, and whenever you will tap onto this pause button, then timer will pause and this loading color will change into orange. Otherwise, if you tap onto this continue button, then it again gets started continuing the time, or you can reset the timer by tapping on stop button. So we are going to build this stopwatch thing in this application. So here I have an empty project in which first come above here, and here create a timer variable. We have done this in the last video. We will use this to perform some action periodically. Okay, then here create integer variable as max second. So in this application we are going to show countdown just only for 60 seconds. You can take this value from the user input, but that's your call according to your preference. But the scope of this video is to demonstrate how this thing working. Then here create a variable as current second, which will denote the current second, and the initial value is always going to equal to max second. Then here also import the timer, then come inside the center widget and from here call build UI method, then create this build UI method, then come inside this method, and from here return a column widget, then add the main axis alignment to the center. Then here add text widget, which will state current second, then here add the text style, and for text style add the color as white, font size as 60 and font weight to 600. Then save the code and you can see our time is looking fine. Now here add the sized box, then here add the elevated button to start the timer, so here add the text as the child to the elevated button, then here add the same style as we have added above, just change the font size to 25. Then here as of now make the onPressed method as empty, then save the code and this ugly button appeared on the screen. So let's beautify this. So for that here first remove the timer, then inside the elevated button as the style parameter, then here add elevated button dot style from, then inside it add the background color as green, and give the symmetric padding. Okay, then save the code and yeah, it's looking quite fine. Now adjust the padding as per your requirement. Then here come inside this onPressed method, and here call the method as start timer, then create this start timer method and then come inside it, and make use of your timer variable. Then here initialize this with the timer.periodic, then here add the duration as 1 second, then inside this function we need to add our task, which will get executed after every second because we added the duration as 1 second, so here we want to decrease the second by 1 after every second. So here I have just decreased the current second by 1. Now here add the set state, so that UI will get notified, then here add if condition that current second value is greater than 0, then we will decrease its value, otherwise we don't. So I have added that and then just save the code, and now tap on the start timer button and yeah, our timer is started decreasing perfectly as we wanted. Now here create one more variable as is paused, so that we can check whether the timer is paused or it is playing. So assign its value as true because by default the timer will be in paused state. Okay, then here add a condition that if timer is paused, then we will show this start timer button, otherwise we will show a row widget which will contain these two elevated buttons same as above. Okay, then here add the main axis alignment as space evenly, then from here change its text to stop, then make this button color as red from here. Now come in this onPressed method and from here call the stop timer method. Now create the stop timer method and here assign the timer equals to null, then add the set state to notify the UI, then make the is paused to true. Okay, then come inside the second button and here first add a condition that if is paused equals to true, then we will show green button to continue the timer, otherwise we will show orange button to pause the timer. Then add the same thing for the text widget, then inside this onPressed method, here first just reverse the value of is paused, then here add set state, then inside the start timer method, add one more condition that if is paused was equals to false. Then we will decrease the time, otherwise if it's positive equal to true, then we don't want to manipulate the time thing. So now just restart the app, but before that there is one more case. That if timer is paused our UI will show the start timer buttons, which we don't want. In the paused condition we want to only show continue and stop button, so for fixing that issue here create one more variable to check that if timer is stopped or not. So here create variable as it stopped and its initial value is going to be true. So now add that variable here instead of is paused. Okay, then come inside the stop timer method and here add as is stopped equal to true, then come into the elevated button and here also add is stopped equals to false, because we are going to start the timer, so we need to change it, then here add the set state to notify the UI. Then restart the application, now tap on the start button and timer is not started. There is something wrong, so yeah, because we have added is paused condition. So here again inside the start button make is paused equals to false so that this condition will work. Okay, now restart the app and tap on the start button, and now you can see our timer thing is working perfectly. Now tap on to pause button, and pause thing is also working perfectly. Now tap on the continue button, then timer is get start playing. Now tap on the stop button and the timer is stopped. This is fine, but now when we stop the timer then this value should be reset to 60. So for that come inside the stop timer method and here add the current second at 60 whenever timer will stop. So now tap onto the start button, now the timer is started, now tap to the stop button. Now our timer is restarted. Now again tap onto the start button, now timer is started, but our time is declining too fast. So let's fix this issue by cancelling the timer in the stop timer method. So come inside this stop timer method and here just cancel the timer. Okay, now save the code and now tap on the start button, and timer is started. Now tap on the pause button and timer is paused. Now again tap onto the continue button and timer started, and now tap onto the stop button and timer is resetted to 60, so yeah, that was fine. Now let's develop the circular loading thing for the timer. So for that come above here and here create a sized box, which will have a height and width of 200. Then for child add a stack widget and add its fit to expand. Now for the child, first copy this text widget from here and add this inside the children of stack widget, then here add circular progress indicator and for its value, give it the current second divided by the max second, so this will give the value between 0 to 1 after every second. Okay, then here add the stroke width to 5. Then add its color to red and add the background color to gray. And this background color is the path color for the circular progress indicator. Now just restart the app and our loading thing is appeared, but it's not looking good, so for fixing this wrap this text widget inside a center widget, and yeah, this is fine. Now start the timer and timer is working fine. Now tap on the pause button and timer is paused with loading indicator. Now let's change the color of the loading based on the timer state, so for that inside the color here add a condition that if is paused equal to true, then we will show orange color, otherwise we will show a red color. Let's make it to continue and the color is changed to red, which is perfect. So yeah, that was it for this video, and if you have learned something new from this video, then please give us a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to Widget Wisdom yet, then please do subscribe to us, and together we will make something very big. Just stay tuned with me, and up until the next video, bye bye.